take a live look at our Fox News drone over in Eagle Pass. They have had another mass illegal crossing out there. You can see hundreds upon hundreds of illegal immigrants waiting for processing there. You might be able to see a bridge off in the background. That is where the trains come in. Well, CBP has announced they are suspending railway operations to move CBP officers down into the field to help Border Patrol with processing. In other words, Harris, they're shutting down international commerce in order to help speed up processing of these migrants. Many of them, again, will be released. And back out here live, December is traditionally one of the slowest months at our southern border, but the Border Patrol Union tells us right now their numbers show they are on track to potentially have the highest single month of arrests they have ever had at our southern border.
Oh, my God. Eagle Pass, Bill Malhusian. They're shutting down international rail commerce because they don't have the agents to process that. Instead, they're going to process the people that are coming into the country illegally. Another stellar report from Bill Malhusian at Fox News. He is really probably the absolute best reporter at Fox. So you might remember that in May, Title 42 expired, or as we would say here in Boston, expired. And that was supposed to be better. Remember, Biden said and took credit for a temporary downturn in the total flood on this invasion here. That was supposed to be better. It basically hasn't been better. It's back at it. This is another report here. Let's take a look from this afternoon. There's a field, effectively a depression, it's kind of referred to, in between the railroad bridge and the official port of entry bridge right by the Rio Grande in Eagle Pass. Here's another report here from Jorge Ventura.
Migrants will be joining this. Over 2,000 migrants are waiting to be processed here. This is coming as thousands of migrants continue to cross illegally from Piedras Negras. And
you just see how they're just coming through the barrier there by the trucks, so to speak, the shipping containers, and they're just swimming across the river. In the background, those trees in the background, that's actually Mexico.
And you guys can clearly see Border Patrol just does not have the manpower to process this amount of migrants. Many of these migrants actually arrived yesterday and they're still waiting to be processed.
This does have the flavor. It has the exact flavor of what happened in Del Rio. Remember what happened in Del Rio? When was someone fact check me on the date? But that was mostly a Haitian migration in Del Rio when that happened. Now, when I was there in August of 2022, I went to the bridge where all the Haitians had gathered in Del Rio, or as close as you can possibly get to it. So they don't let you go there. If you're an illegal immigrant, you can go onto the bridge at Del Rio, but if you're an American citizen, you can't get there. Yeah, it's just, this has the same flavor of it. Thousands of people stuck under a bridge that are here illegally. You might remember that the federal government finally, because it looks so bad, the optics of that whole Del Rio situation looks so bad that the federal government cleaned it all up and basically scrubbed it from the face of the earth. Jose Ventura, once again, excellent report from him. This is earlier today. You can just see how they're just walking in, and basically the Border Patrol does not patrol the border. The Border Patrol acts as a processing service and a lifeguard service here at Eagle Pass and at so many other places along the Rio Grande. And just to give you a little viewpoint here, what we're talking about, the area that we're talking about currently is just this small little patch of the border right down here by the railroad bridge, in between the railroad bridge and the international bridge here. Where I was last year was up here, which is really probably walkable, up here at the boat ramp at Shelby Park. That was in August of 2022. The policy effectively has not changed since then. Let's go to your erstwhile correspondent from 2022, Jack Gately. Go right ahead, Jack.
Boat ramp was effectively supervised invasion or illegal immigrant crossing with your federal government not securing the border. There is no border. the federal government, the Border Patrol, you just saw it with the boat. They just sat there and made sure no one drowned, but they didn't interdict or in any way impede the crossing of the river. They just came right in, and then they directed them down here to the far left to get processed, where I can see way in the distance there are a number of government officials and vehicles. They're going to get on buses, go up to the processing center. In fact, these two ladies that I just spoke to, they actually work at the Border Patrol, and they're going to be taking like a fact-finding tour on the boat in just a short time. They work at the processing center. They were just joking that tomorrow they might actually see those same people up at the processing center.
So basically, nothing has changed since I was there. The policy of the Biden administration is the exact same as it has been for quite some time. They are encouraging, they are, how do I want to say this, facilitating. They want the invasion. They are pro-invasion. Ben Carson, he's back. I haven't heard from Ben Carson for a little while, but he is back talking about the border. He was over at Turning Point USA's event the other day. Let's bring him up and his infinite wisdom about this whole border situation. Go ahead, Dr. Ben.
And as a result of that, they're very easy to manipulate. You can come to them and you can say, our southern border is completely secure. We have it safe and we have it under control. And they'll say, the government said it was okay. The government said it was secure. You got to be pretty stupid. It must hurt to be that stupid.
It must hurt. Well, that's how Democrats are. It must hurt to be a Democrat. Basically, what is he saying?
They don't know anything.
And basically, his point is that in order to have the socialists win, they need a really, really dumb populist. Bill Malusian, again, here's another video from Lakeville, Arizona. I did not get to Lakeville last year, and this is just a little B-roll here. You can just see they're having the same situation at the border in Lakeville. Now, you may have heard, and we're not going to go into detail here on this, but you may have heard that Katie Hobbs, the Democrat governor of Arizona, who otherwise is 100% pro-invasion, has recently maybe started to flip a little bit and be anti-invasion, or at least make some noise to that effect, and mostly because it's not looking good for the polling. As we've mentioned before here we have Biden's approval rating hits new low. Even establishment media, Main Street media, regime media can admit to that. Here's Bloomberg. Biden's approval ratings hit new low on economic worries, poll shows. Biden's favorability rating has fallen steadily since 2021. Voters concerned about the economy, immigration as key issues. This is published today. Even though when they were producing the car crash video at the motorcade, they edited out the question, how do you feel about your poll numbers? They did run this story, I guess, to their sort of credit. President Joe Biden's approval rating hit an all-time low, driven by concerns of high prices and security at the U.S.-Mexican border, according to a new survey. Just 34% approve of Biden's job performance, down from 54% at the start of his presidency 3 years ago, according to a new Monmouth poll released Monday. In other words, the honeymoon is wicked over, for sure. I mean, we are here observing what you cannot, and when you call it an invasion, that's not an exaggeration. It's not literally thousands and thousands of people. And you now see some Democrats like Mayor Adams, who is hopeless to stem the tide, especially in his city when he has a court order to provide shelter. See, here in Massachusetts, we don't have a court order, but we're so screwed up here in Massachusetts that we don't have a court order to provide shelter, but we're doing it anyways. That's how pro-invasion the people are here in Massachusetts behind enemy lines. I want to show you a video from Todd Bensman. Now, you know Todd Bensman because he works for the Center for Immigration Studies. He's currently in Europe, and and he's at the Polish border. Here he is here with this video of a rare glimpse of Poland's wall against Belarus, where they've had a significant migration problem back in 2021. This is a real border. Do you see anybody getting through there? Do you see actual federal Polish officials facilitating a invasion? No, that's because the Polish people believe in a border for Poland. The Polish people believe in a border for Poland. Meanwhile, the Uniparty in Washington, D.C. is making it perfectly clear which border is the most important to them. Redheaded libertarian, no matter how much you think the U.S. government hates you, it's not nearly as much as they actually hate you. The new Ukraine aid bill would bring a total of $173 billion, according to Richard A. Stern, over $1,300 per American, which we don't have to begin with, and over $11,000 per Ukrainian household. This will continue to drive inflation and mortgage rates across the U.S., making every American family pay the price. And so, yeah, I know we're in the Fed pivot euphoria right now. I can promise you that as soon as the new year comes and as soon as we have to refinance a boatload of debt, we have a boatload of debt that has to be refinanced. Make your stock market, not that I'm a financial advisor, make your stock market profits now, because I'm telling you, rates are going to go back up. This is not a good look. More from Marjorie Taylor Greene. The evasion at our southern border is beyond impeachment. You know what, Marjorie? I'm glad you said that. I think that is true. We have now crossed into treason. We have now crossed into a potentially treasonous situation. Joe Biden, Mayorkas, and she's been working hard to get Mayorkas impeached, and the rest of the administration need to be held accountable. Here is Charlie Kirk. Once again, probably not giving credit. Charlie Kirk is time after time posts video that he rips from other people but never gives any credit for. Yeah, so no offense to Charlie Kirk, he does good work on many things, but that is, when I post something or use it in one of my videos here, I do everything I can to possibly give credit to the right creator. I don't think Charlie Kirk makes that effort at all. I think he actually does the exact opposite. Let's bring up another video from
outdoor
Fox
area
News.
that I can tell you we have not yet seen any National Guard down here in Lukeville. What we have seen are more mass illegal crossings and more mass processing taking place. We'll step out and give you a look at the scene here. This is a temporary outdoor area that Border Patrol has set up here to process these illegal immigrants. You can see family units as well as single adult men.
When you drive through Texas, you see all these like on the side of the road. You're like, what is all that? Just like a row of porta potties and portable water dispensers, and it's where they process the illegals. You see them on the side of the road.
Who have come in from all over the world here, getting processed, getting ready to get put on a Border Patrol bus, where many of them will be released and likely heading to a city near you.
Awesome. Great. Headed to a city near us. Can't wait. That's just going to be super awesome. Super awesome. Yeah, super awesome. All these people are headed to a city near you. Cash Jordan from New York City has been making a lot of great videos. And these people are going to be featured in a new video. I will be in New York next week. I'll be in New York next week. Maybe I'll have the pleasure to meet up with some of these fine folks as they take advantage of the free shelter, so to speak, in New York City. Until then, the invasion continues. I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack. Thank you for watching. I'm broadcasting to you from beautiful Plymouth, America's hometown. Have a great day. Bye-bye.